Do you remember when games used to be completely unbalanced? When it was acceptable to have things like noob tubes, infinite plus frames, or insta-kill buttons? Back when games were much simpler and less competitive, it didn't matter what balance was in a game. All that mattered was the game fun or was it not? Now, I'm not trying to say that games that are balanced are not fun. There is certainly a good amount of things in games that need balance to be fun. Like if the AWP in CS had a much faster fire rate, that wouldn't be much fun for anybody. Or if Cypher had tripwires that you could never find, I'm sure that people would leave the game because these are things that would make the games totally unplayable. But at what point is the line? Let's take Jett from Valorant for example. When the game released, she had 3 smokes, her dash could be cast instantly at any point, she had 2 updrafts, and her ult would refresh if you got a kill regardless if it was the left click single shot or the right click shotgun blast. Why was this busted? Well, Jett players could run around like they own the map. They could use the dash at any second to escape danger or force themselves past enemy defense. They could smoke 3 times and completely ruin sight holds, and if you got a right click with the ult, it was an instant kill that instantly refreshed all the net. So how did they fix her? Her dash now has a 2-step process. You prep the dash, giving you a short window to use it after. This made players have to commit to angles for less time because they can't just hold an angle and dash away at any sight of danger. Or they'll have to commit to using it early in a round to take site control quickly. It goes without saying that no duelist needs 3 smokes, and she has only 1 jump now, which I think is kinda ass, but whatever. And her ult only refreshes when a kill with the normal left click gets a kill, so you can't just shotgun rush people with Jett anymore. At first, many people, the Jett players, were upset with these changes. But then people came around to realize that these changes were ultimately for the better. Players now had to use their brains even a little bit to play her. And those that were actually good at the game were able to adapt to the changes and make them work. Now, let's go to the other side of the spectrum. Sometimes, balancing a game by making everything completely unbalanced is the most fun. Take 2009's Modern Warfare 2, a game infamous for ridiculously stupid balancing that seemed to have the philosophy of if everything is busted, nothing is busted. There were guns like the ACR and the UMP that were total laser beams. There were grenade launchers that had an insane blast radius, and at one point a dev accidentally coded a shotgun backwards so it did more damage the further away you were. There was also a mechanic where you could swap your loadouts mid-round so you could have infinite ammo. Now, depending on who you ask, this might sound awful, but it made for tons of hilarious moments, insane clips, and tons of fun. Anybody could be good at the game with the right tools. So which is the way to balance a game? It really comes down to the type of audience that is anticipated to play the game. If it's more casual, then maybe load the game up with some more insane mechanics that are meant to just be fun and make players feel like they're good. But in a competitive setting, it's definitely more advantageous to take the game to a balanced direction to retain a sort of competitive integrity. And lots of times, the balance in the game can also determine how much fun the experience is for all the players. What are your thoughts on game balancing? Do you think it needs to be completely fair all the time? Or do you think crazy broken stuff has a place in games? Let me know down in the comments, and make sure to follow the QORcast and QOR Gaming on all platforms.